First Pennywise, then Art, and now Frendo? Yeah, I'm officially done with clowns. I don't care if one's juggling flaming knives or just offering me some funnel cake. If I see a painted face and big ass shoes, I'm out. Hi everybody, Anthony here from Awesome Anthony Productions, and today I'm going to give you my review of the latest horror film to crawl out of the cornrows and into your nightmares, Clown in the Cornfield. But before we get started, please leave a like, and at the end of the video, if you think I've earned it, please subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. Now let's get into it. Directed by Eli Craig, yes, the same guy that brought us the phenomenal Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
Oh, howdy ho, officer. We've had a doozy of a day. There we were minding our own business, and kids started killing themselves all over my property.
And based on the book by Adam Cesare, Clown in the Cornfield follows Quinn, played by Katie Douglas, who is easily having the worst senior year imaginable. After the death of her mom, her dad, Dr. Maybrook, played by Aaron Abrams, decides that the best coping mechanism is to uproot their entire life and move to the charming but very, very quaint town of Kettle Springs. Population? Not enough to even matter. Once there, Quinn finds herself tangled up with a group of TikTok-age teens.
Smile, silly girl. You're about to become a sensation.
Tucker, played by Alice DeLonke, Matt, played by Alexander Deacon, Janet, played by Cassandra Potenza, Ronnie, played by Verity Marks, Rust, played by Vincent Miller, and Cole, played by Carson McCormack, who checks every single box off the love interest list. Meanwhile, the town's being kept under the watchful eye of Will Sasso as Sheriff Dunn, and Kevin Durand as the mayor of Kettle Springs, who also happens to be Cole's dad, because of course he is.
Hooray for nepotism! Unbelievable.
Things go from corny to carnage pretty quick when Frendo the Clown, mascot of the local corn syrup factory and total nightmare fuel, starts showing up uninvited. And by uninvited, I mean murdering teens in brutal, gleefully over-the-top ways. This is a very solid slasher, with characters that you actually care about.
I am, of course, shocked.
Quinn is not your typical final girl. She's dealing with grief, guilt, and high school drama, of course, but realistic high school drama. And Katie Douglas brings a real emotional honesty to this role. I also thought that her dynamic with her dad is refreshingly grounded. She's not just a one-note, insufferable asshole like so many teen characters are in these kinds of films. Her and her dad don't always get along, there's tension there, sometimes it's awkward, but you always buy it, and she's never just mean to her dad for no reason.
Give me time!
I want it now!
The rest of the teens are alright, but Cole and Rust are definitely the standouts besides Quinn. Everyone else just kinda sucks as a person or as cannon fodder, especially Janet. I couldn't stand her. The kills are nasty and inventive without being too drawn out and mean-spirited like something like Terrifier. The gore is practical, the blood is flowing, and they both hit that perfect spot between ugh and okay, that was pretty awesome. The tone is also a huge win for me because this film never takes itself too seriously.
Call 911! Where's the button, Jen? What is this? What kind of phone is this?
You can definitely tell that Eli Craig brought some of that Tucker and Dale vs. Evil comedy DNA and put it into this one.
Hello, officer. Good to see you again.
Yeah,
We have had a doozy of a day.
a real doozy.
There's a sense of fun here, a wink at the audience without ever turning into full-on parody. Some people may not gel with that vibe, but my dad and I had a blast watching this and laughing through the whole thing. The pacing's pretty tight too. At a quick 90 minutes, it doesn't overstay its welcome. Yeah, it takes a little time to get going after the cold open, and the exposition-heavy setup slows things down a bit, but once Frendo shows up and starts clowning around, it's a non-stop ride. The soundtrack also deserves a shout-out too. The score itself is fine and works, but the songs picked here were all kind of bangers and had me tapping my toes. Another thing that stood out surprisingly was the direction. It's really solid. Some of the shots are just plain cool here. Craig knows when to hold a scare, when to drop the hammer, and when to throw in a joke. Now, complaints? Sure, I have a few. This movie is super predictable. Like, I guessed who the killer was and why they were doing it before we hit the halfway mark, and if you've seen your share of slasher movies, you'll probably guess it too. It doesn't ruin the fun, but it doesn't really keep you guessing either. Also, the message of open-minded young people versus conservative country town, it's about as subtle as Frendo's big-ass clown shoes. It's not annoying, but it's definitely not like hiding in the background either. It's very front and center and a little on the nose here and there. Still, none of that kept me from having a great time. This is just a good, old-fashioned slasher with a killer clown, solid kills, likable characters, and a tone that says, yeah, we're here to freak you out a little bit, but also have a lot of fun. It feels like grown-up Goosebumps, honestly, kind of like those Fear Street movies. This is definitely one of Shudder's better originals. And if you're looking for a fun Friday night horror flick to see with some friends or with a big crowd that won't leave you completely traumatized, this is definitely it. And that's my review of Clown in the Cornfield. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this review, you know exactly what to do. Please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. While you're at it, you can scroll down the description below, find the links to my socials, leave a comment, let me know if you saw this movie and what you thought. And if you want more of my content, you can click or tap on these cards right here. It'll take you to my review of Thunderbolts or just over to my channel where you can check out the rest of my reviews. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you next week for my review of Final Destination Bloodlines.